Hey guys, Couch Potato Mike here. The following video may contain scenes and material of an adult nature. So if you are under the age of 18, please stop now and check out one of my gaming videos or my Funko Pop unboxing videos or any of my review videos. Yeah, do that. And tell your mom to watch this one because she's going to like it. Viewer discretion is advised. Are the kids gone yet? Hey, what is up? This is Couch Potato Mike coming to you from the book club once again, where we're doing Chapter 11. Chapter 11, I can't talk tonight, of Freed by E.L.James. Wonderful book, been having a lot of fun with it. And before I get into it, I just want to remind you guys that please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when these are coming out, and give me a thumbs up because it helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. We're trying to get to 300 subs within a month. If I do that, if I have 300 subs by this time on August the 8th, I will be doing a giveaway. And the winner of the giveaway will get their choice of either one of my Funko Pops or possibly an autographed copy of Freed. Autographed by me. You know, not that that'll be worth anything, but I figure, what the hell? But so just do all that. And if you have any thing you'd like to say, any comments on the video, any books you'd like me to see me do next, let me know about those as well. So just comment down below. I read every comment I get. So let's just get right into this with Chapter 11. Oh, there's a fly on my camera. Chapter 11, which takes place on Saturday, July the 16th of 2011. Wake up, sleepyhead. Gently I tug Anna's earlobe with my teeth. She groans and refuses to open her eyes. I tug again. Ah! She gripes as her eyes flutter open. Good morning, Miss Steele. Good morning. She stretches up to stroke my face. I'm fully dressed and lying stretched out on the bed beside her. Sleep well? I kiss her palm. She gives me a sleepy nod. I have a surprise. Oh? Up. I slide off the bed. What surprise? If I told you. She slides her head to one side, unimpressed. She needs an answer. Floating above the Pacific Northwest? She gasps and sits up immediately. Soaring? She asks. The very same. We can chase the... She glances out the window. Rain? She looks crestfallen. It's sunnier where we're going. Then we can chase the midday sun? We can, if you get up. She squeals with delight and scrambles out of bed, all haste and long limbs. She stops to give me a swift chaste kiss before dashing into the bedroom. It should be warm, I call after her with a huge grin. I think she's pleased. As we speed down I-90 in the R8, fleeing the dreary weather, I allow myself the luxury of being in the moment. My girl is beside me. The killers are on the sound system, and we're going soaring in my new sailplane. All is right in the world. Flynn would be proud. Of course, we're being followed by Sawyer and Reynolds, but a guy can't have everything. Where are we going? Anna asks, peering through the drizzle. Ephrata. From the corner of my eye, I see she's perplexed. It's about 2.5 hours away. It's where I keep my sailplanes. You have more than one? 2 now. The Blannock? She asks when I frown. She continue... Oh, wait. The Blannock? She asks, and when I frown, she continues, sounding a little less certain. You mentioned it to the pilot when he went soaring in Georgia. She looks down at her fingers and starts twisting her engagement ring. It's why I bought you the model one. Her voice drops, so I have to strain to hear her. The only Blannock I have is that little glider. It has a pride of place. It has the... Sorry, guys. The only Blannock I have is a little glider. It has a pride of place on my desk at work. Okay, I didn't read that wrong. It literally says it has a pride of place. I think that means a place of pride. Nice typo, E.L. Nice typo. I'll fix that myself. It has a place of pride on my desk at work. Reaching over, I grasp her knee, briefly recalling the circumstances when she gifted the little model to me. Don't go there, Gray. I trained to fly in Atlantic. Right now, I have a brand new, state-of-the-art Ash 30, one of the first in the world. It will be our maiden flight in her. I flash her a quick grin. Anna's face erupts into a smile and she shakes her head fondly. What? I ask. You. Me? Yes, you and your toys. A man has to chill, Anna. I wink at her and she blushes. You're never going to let me live that down, are you? That and the are you gay question. Anna laughs. You enjoy expensive pursuits. This is not news. She stifles her smile and shakes her head again, and I don't know if she's laughing at me or with me. Plus a change, Anna. We turn into the parking lot at Ephrata Municipal Airport just before 11. The promised sun has materialized, dispersing the rain clouds and ushering in a pretty white cumulus, perfect for soaring. I'm itching to see my new plane and to get her airborne. Ready? I ask. Yes, Anna's eyes shine, her excitement palpable, like mine. It's so bright we're going to need shades. From the glove box, I take my aviators and hand a pair of Wayfarers to Anna, then retrieve the 2 mariners' caps. Thank you. I forgot my sunglasses. As I climb out of the car, Sawyer arrives in the Q7 and parks beside the R8. I give him a wave and he rolls down the window. There's a pilot's lounge if you guys want to wait in there, I say. Follow us in. Mr. Gray, please. Sawyer's tone stops me. And I know he wants to check out the offices before Anna and I go inside. I step out of the way to let Reynolds and Sawyer through. This is getting old. I take a deep breath. I won't let his vigilance dampen my spirits. After all, it's what I pay him to do. Taking Anna's hand, I follow our security into the office, where Darius Jackson is waiting. Christian Gray, he calls out, and pumps my hand with a hearty shake. It's great to see him. He's a big guy, tall but rounder than when I last saw him. You keeping well, he observes. As are you, Darius. This is my fiancée, Anastasia Steele. Miss Steele, Darius gives her a broad, brilliant smile. Anna, she corrects us both, but smiles and takes his hand. Darius was my flight instructor, I explained to Anna. You're my star pupil, Christian, he says. He's a natural. Anna eyes me, and I think it's pride I see etched in her beautiful face. Congratulations on your engagement, Darius says. Thanks. Is she ready? I ask, because I find Anna's pride in me difficult to swallow, and of course I can't wait to see my new sailplane. Sure is. She's all lined up for you. My son Marlon is going to spot. Whoa, Marlon? I exclaim. Marlon, in his mid-teens now, has close-cropped hair and a smile and handshake that matches his father's. You've gotten so tall. Kids, they grow. Darius's dark eyes are brimming with paternal love. Thanks for helping out, Marlon. No worries, Mr. Gray. Out on the tarmac, N88765CG is waiting. She is, without doubt, the most graceful sailplane on the planet. A Slicer Ash 30. She's a gleaming white with an impressive 87-foot wingspan and a large canopy. Even from this distance, it's obvious she's a marvel of modern engineering. She's yar. Darius gives me a play-by-play account of her maiden flight, his face animated by the memory, as the 3 of us stroll around the glider, taking in her beauty and elegance. She's got it all, Christian. It's like walking on air, he says, and the awe in his voice is worthy of such a sleek and cutting-edge aircraft. She looks mighty fine, I agree. I open the canopy and Darius talks me through each of the controls. Anna, put more ballast in, he glances at Anna. As you'll need it, I understand. I'll fetch your chutes. Wow, Anna exclaims as she gazes into the cockpit. It has more dials and technical doohickeys than the other glider. I laugh. She sure does. She? She, but more biddable, I add with a smirk. Anna cocks her head to one side and squints at me while trying unsuccessfully to hide her amusement. Biddable, eh? I peered down my nose at her. Easy to handle. Does as she's told. Darius returns and hands me the chutes before heading back into the office. I squat down on the ground with Anna's and help her into it, tightening the straps around her thighs. As you know, Miss Steele, I like my women biddable. To a point, Mr. Gray, she says as I stand. Sometimes you like to be defied. I grin. Only by you. I cinch the shoulder buckles up tight. You love doing that, don't you? She whispers. More than you could ever know. I think I have a clue. Maybe we should do it later. I stop and tug her closer so that I can breathe in her scent. Maybe we should, I murmur. I'd like that very much. Anna peeks up at me through her lashes. So would I. Her words are as soft as the summer breeze, and she leans up to kiss me. My breath catches in my throat as her lips touch mine and desire flashes through my body like wildfire. But before I can react, she steps back to give me some room to don my own chute. Tease. Eyes blazing, she watches me as I strap on my parachute. I take extra care to tighten my own straps. That was hot, she whispers. Chuckling, and before I make a complete fool of myself and her, I do another circuit of my new plane. This time I'm examining her for anything that looks loose or out of place, all part of my pre-flight checks. Darius, who taught me to glide, would expect no less. She's in fine, fine shape. Like my fiancé. Anna's still watching me as I run a hand over the tip of her wing. She's good, I say when I return to Anna's side. She slides on her cap and threads her ponytail through the gap at the back. You look mighty fine too, Miss Steele, I whisper as I slip on my aviators. Darius and Marlin join us, and together we push the Ash 30 onto the runway. Once in position, I help Anna into the front seat of the cockpit and have the pleasure of strapping her in once more. These should keep you in your place, I whisper with a wicked grin and jump in behind her and close the canopy. Darius attaches the tow cable and with a thumbs-up sign heads to the waiting single-engine Cessna Skyhawk. Ready? I ask Anna. You bet. Don't touch anything. Wait, what? You've not flown this before. I laugh. Nope, I hadn't flown the Blantic L-23 before, but we survived that. She remains silent. Anna, they're all the same, really. And you have your chute. Don't sweat it. Okay. She sounds a little uncertain. Honestly, it's going to be fine. Trust me. I do a thorough check at the controls to orient myself. Elevator, ailerons, the stick are full and free. Straps good, brakes good and now locked, canopy locked, flight instruments good, no cracked glass, shouldn't be, she's new. Darius's voice crackles over the radio and I let him know that we're ready. A quick glance to the starboard side reveals Marlin standing by, holding the wingtip as Darius flies up the Skyhawk. Fires up the Skyhawk. Forgive me, guys. It's late. Here we go. Let's chase those thermals in the midday sun, I shout above the shrill whine of the Cessna's engine. Darius eases forward and suddenly we're racing across the tarmac. Using the pedals at my feet and the stick in front of me, we sail into the air before the Cessna has left the runway. She's so quick off the ground. We climb higher and higher. The Ephrata office building is a child's toy as it disappears into the distance. Darius banks his aircraft and we sail toward the Beasley Hills, where we are sure to find some lift. That was so smooth, Anna says, an edge of quiet awe in her voice. Much smoother than the Blantic, I agree. Ash is awesome. She's so light and responsive. We reach 3,000 feet and I radioed Darius to let him know I'm releasing the cable. He's flown us into a thermal, and as he pulls away, I hold us in a wide circle, keeping the attitude constant as we rise and rise and rise. Washington falls away beneath us, all in her checkered glory. Wow, Anna breathes. On the port side, you can see the Cascades. Port? Left. Oh, yes. There is still a sprinkling of snow kissing the top of the mountains, even in July. What's the water down there? Banks Lake. Christian, this is beautiful. We're at 7,000 feet, and I know we could go higher. We could go for miles and miles and land in some field leagues and leagues away. The thought is appealing. Anna and I are alone in some wilderness, but I don't think Sawyer or Reynolds or maybe even Anna would appreciate it. Look, Anna calls. Below us, a substantial dust devil swirls into the air. The lift. I make a beeline for it and we travel higher, fast. Wow! Anna cries with exhilaration. No acrobatics today? She asks. I'm just getting the feel of her first. Fuck it. I love making Anna scream. I wing over and she squeals with delight as we hang above the earth, her hands stretched out, her ponytail tumbling down, the Washington plains beneath us. Holy shit! She exclaims, and I pitch us upright again, and Anna laughs and laughs. The sound fills my soul and makes me feel 1,000 feet tall. Ash is a dream to fly. She has carried us up to the top of the world where the sun reigns above the clouds. It's tranquil, and we're surrounded by the breathtaking view. The love of my life sits before me, happy and free above the earth, and for the first time in a while, a sense of peace unfurls within me. We're together, cradled in the sky, and my heart is full to overflowing. I don't want this feeling to end. This high, it's intoxicating. Focus on where you want to be, how you want to be. I think you have the last few weeks. You've seemed happier. Flynn's words come back to me. Anna is my happiness. She holds the key. The thought is too big, too all-encompassing. I know it could swallow me whole if I let it. To distract me, I ask Anna if she wants to try. No, this is your maiden voyage. You enjoy it, Christian. I'm thrilled to come along for the ride. I smile. I bought her for you. Really? Yes. I have a single-seater glider made by the same German company, but it's for solo flights. This sailplane is a dream. She's fantastic. She is. Anna looks ahead at the horizon. We're floating on air, she says, her voice soft and dreamy. That we are, baby. That we are. We touch down an hour later, a landing that's as smooth as the takeoff. I'm thrilled with the new plane. She's everything I knew she would be and more. I'd really like to take her up one day and see how far she'll take us. Perhaps later this summer. Darius rushes toward the plane as I unlock the canopy. How was it? He gushes as he reaches us. Amazing. She's one hell of a plane. Adrenaline is still coursing through my body. Anna? Darius turns his attention to her. I agree with Christian. She's amazing. I undo my straps, clamber out and stretch, then lean in to unbuckle Anna's straps. This has been inspiring, I whisper and give her a swift kiss as I make short work of the seatbelt. Her lips part in surprise, but I turn to Darius, who is still with us. Let's put her in the hangar. I'm behind Anna as we walk back to the cars with Sawyer and Reynolds. Her ponytail swings jauntily behind her. She's still wearing the cap, and beneath the short navy baseball jacket, her ass is shielded in tight blue jeans. Her hips sway back and forth, a metronome as she walks, and the rhythm is hypnotizing. She looks so damned hot. I stride around to her side of the car and open the door. You look great. I don't think I told you that this morning. I think you did, she answers with a sweet smile. Well, I'd like to tell you again. Back at you, Christian Grey. She runs her fingers over my white T-shirt, and the feeling echoes through my chest and the rest of my body. I need to get her home. But first, lunch. A late lunch. I close her door and head to the driver's side. We stop in a Frata for pizza. Do you mind if we get takeout? I ask as we enter the small restaurant. Eat in your car? Yes. Your immaculate R8? The very same. Sure. Anna looks puzzled. I'm anxious to get home. Why? I stare at her, quirking an eyebrow with only One thought in my mind. Why do you think, Anna? Oh, she says, and her teeth drill into her lower lip to suppress her smile, her cheeks flushing that shade of pink I love so much. Okay, yes, take out, she blurts, and I have to laugh. This is the best damn pizza, Anna says with her mouth full. I'm glad I doubled down on the paper napkins. More? I ask, and she holds the slice up for me to bite. As I open my mouth, she moves it away and takes another bite. Hey, she giggles, my pizza. I pout, because I'm driving and there's nothing else I can do. Here, she says, and this time lets me take a bite. You know I'll get you back. Uh-huh, she taunts. Bring it, Gray. Oh, I will. I will. And I start to contemplate various scenarios which have an immediate impact on my body. I shift in my seat. More pizza, please. Anna continues to feed me and tease me, much to her and my delight. We should do this more often. All done, Anna says and pops the pizza box into her footwell. I feel sated. I'm with my girl in my favorite car, Radiohead on the play, and we're speeding through the majestic landscape beside the Columbia River toward the Vantage Bridge. I'm overwhelmed by a sense of belonging. Before Anna, how did I spend my weekends? Soaring, sailing, fucking? I laugh. It doesn't sound like much has changed, but that's simply not true. Everything has changed, and all because of the young woman sitting next to me. I didn't know I was lonely until I met her. I didn't know I needed her, and here she is beside me. I glance at Anna, who's sucking the tip of her index finger. The sight is stirring, and I recall her earlier remark about the harness. You love doing that, don't you? More than you could ever know. I think I have a clue. Maybe we should do it later. Maybe we should. The thought drives me wild. Putting my foot down, I push the RA to 90. I want to get us home. My anticipation is at DEFCON 1 when we finally arrive at the garage of a Scala. Home again, Anna breathes, and I switch off the ignition. Her voice is husky and quiet, drawing my attention. Her eyes meet mine, and we stare at each other as the atmosphere within the R8 slowly simmers. It's here, between us, our desire. It's almost a separate entity. It's so powerful, drawing us together, consuming me. Us. Thank you, she says. You're most welcome. She's looking at me through her lashes, her eyes smoky and full of sensual promise. Compelled, I can't look away. I'm under her powerful spell. Beside us, Sawyer and Reynolds pull up, park, and disembark the Q7, locking it up behind them. They head to the service elevator, and I can't tell if they're waiting for us or not. I don't know. I don't care. Anna and I ignore them, our focus only on each other. The silence in the car is heady, ringing with unspoken thoughts. The new glider, that was mind-blowing. I like blowing your mind. A slow, seductive smile tugs at her lips. I like it too. I have a plan. You do? I nod, holding my breath as a myriad images of Anna harnessed in the playroom runs through my mind. Red room? She asks tentatively. I nod. Her pupils grow wide and dark, and her breasts rise as she inhales. Bring it. And I am out of the car. She's out when I reach the passenger side. Come. I take her hand and trek briskly to the elevator. Fortunately, it's waiting for us, and we dart in. I squeeze her hand as we both stand against the back wall. She sidles closer to me, and her intention is clear as she raises her face to mine. No, wait. I release her hand and step to the side of the elevator as the elevator climbs. Christian, she whispers, her look scorching. I shake my head. I'm going to make you wait, baby. She presses her lips together, her displeasure obvious, but there's a flash of steel in her eyes. My girl does not back down from a challenge. The game is on. The doors of the elevator open and I step back, giving Anna a courtly wave. Ladies first. She smirks, and with head held high, sashays out of the elevator into the foyer, where she stops. Sawyer is waiting for us. Well, this is inconvenient. Mr. Gray, is there anything else you require? He's aware that Taylor has gone to visit his daughter, and I think he's trying to fill Taylor's shoes. He looks expectantly from me to Anna, whose attention is suddenly concentrated on the floor as she tries not to laugh. Hiding my amusement, I respond, "I'm good, thank you." Then, out of devilment, add, "Anna?" "All good." She shoots me a what the fuck look, and it takes all my self-control not to burst out laughing in front of Sawyer. She scuttles out of the foyer. "You and Reynolds can stand down now. We're not going out this evening. Anastasia's going out tomorrow. I'll text you in the morning to let you know when. Anna has a fitting for her wedding dress in the morning." "Very good, sir." He turns, and I follow him out into the corridor. A quick glance in the living room reveals Anna is not there. Sawyer heads into Taylor's office while I go in search of Miss Steele. I find her in the bedroom, where she's unlacing her boots. She looks up. "Mr. Gray, you are truly evil." I try my best. Playroom, 10 minutes. I turn on my heel and leave her, mouth open, in our bedroom. The playroom is softly illuminated, the light glowing off the red walls. It feels, once more, like my haven. It's been a few weeks since we've been in here. Why is that? Where does the time go? I chuckle. I sound like my dad. I strip off my jacket and remove my shoes and socks, enjoying the warmth of the wooden floor and the soles of my feet. From the bottom of the toy chest, I remove a leather suspension harness. It's going to be fun strapping Anna into this. I can barely contain myself. She won't be fully suspended, so I think she'll be within her limits. I lay it out on the bed, then retrieve a few other items. Putting a couple of them in the back pocket of my jeans, I leave the rest on the chest, then head next door to the ensuite in the submissives room. I pause when I come out of the bathroom. The room is unchanged since Susanna left. Anna never really occupied this space. It has an empty, abandoned feel. The decor is still neutral. White, cold. Susanna never wanted to decorate. Gray, stop. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Not when my girl should be waiting for me. When I enter the room, Anna is barefoot by the bed, examining the harness. The sight of her halts me in my tracks. She's changed into some lacy lingerie. She's all long legs, arms, and black lace, and fine see-through panties. Just for me. I can see everything. Everything. Shrouded in lace. My mouth dries as she steps toward me, her hair free, falling and curling under her breasts. "Mr. Gray, you're overdressed." I could play this one of two ways. We are still finding ourselves in here. Today the dominant wins. "You want to play?" "Yes." "Yes, what?" Anna's lips part in surprise. "Sir?" "In that case, turn around." She blinks, astonished at my tone. I think, and a furrow forms on her brow. "Don't frown." "Suspension?" "No, not fully. Your toes will be on the floor. It'll be intense. Come on, Anna, don't lose your nerve." "We don't have to do this," I whisper. Her mouth twists into that challenging smirk I know so well, and I think she's considering her options. I cock my head to the side as her eyes stray to the harness on the bed. They linger on it. She's intrigued, I can tell. I tip her chin up and brush my lips against hers. "Do you want to wear this harness or not?" "What will you do to me?" Her words are breathy and barely audible. She's turned on just at the sight of it. "Whatever I want." She gasps and turns around immediately. Yes! From the top of the chest of drawers, I grab a hair tie and gather her hair in my hand and begin braiding it. It would never do to get her luscious locks caught in any of the straps. I make a quick work of her braid, and once it's fastened, give it a tug. She steps back into my arms. "You look mighty fine, Miss Steele," I murmur into her ear. "Love the lingerie. Remember, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. Just tell me to stop. Now, go and assume the position by the door." She gives me a most unsubmissive look, which in another lifetime would have earned her a good spanking, but she moves to the door and kneels, resting her palms on her thighs and parting her legs. That's my girl. She looks gorgeous. I could come just looking at her. Steady, Gray. Get a grip. Ignoring my arousal, I go back to the chest, pull out my iPod, and place it in the dock. I switch on the Bose system, choose a track, and press repeat. Sinnerman, Nina Simone. Perfect. Anna is watching me. Eyes down, I warn, and she dutifully casts them to the floor. I close my eyes. Every time she does as she's told, it's music to my soul. I can't get her to obey outside this room, but I'm going to take full advantage in here. I amble back to her and stand directly in front of her. Legs wider. She shuffles and moves her thighs. I groan in approval, strip off my t-shirt and toss it on the floor. Slowly, I unbuckle my belt and put it through the belt loops. Anna's fingers flex on her thighs. She wondering what I'm going to do with the belt? Those days are over, Anna. But for maximum effect, I drop it and it clatters to the floor. She flinches at the sound. Shit. Reaching down, I caress her hair. Hey, don't sweat it, Anna. She gazes up at me, every bit a Dom's wet dream, and I know my cock is bursting in anticipation. Taking my sweet time, I unbutton my fly and tug down the zipper while I tighten my hold on her hair. My intention is clear, and she regards me with a look that could set me alight from head to foot, and I think that's a good thing because she opens her mouth, ready for me. No, not yet. I whisper, and, still clutching her hair, I ease my hardened cock out of my jeans and run my hand up and down the length. Her eyes do not leave mine. With my thumb, I rub the bead of dew that's emerged into the head and run my hand along its length once again. I want nothing more than to take her mouth, but I want to make this moment last. Kiss me, I murmur. Anna's breasts are rising and falling faster, her nipples pebbling under my gaze. She's excited. She puckers her lips and presses them against my dick. Open up for me. She parts her lips and I ease myself into her warm, wet, willing mouth. Fuck. I ease back, then push my way in once more. This time she sheathed her teeth, so the effect is immediate as she sucks me in. Oh, yes. Groaning my approval, I grip her hair and move. Back, forth, fucking her mouth, and like the goddess she is, she takes it. All of me. Over and over, more and more, deeper and deeper, on and on. I lose myself in her wondrous mouth. Fuck, I'm gonna come, but I don't care. I release her head and put my hand on the wall to keep me upright, and I let go. I cry out as my orgasm rolls through me in a rush and consumes me while Anna moves, gripping my thighs, taking all that I have to give. I need you, Nina rasps over the sound system as I pull out of Anna's mouth and lean against the wall to recover my equilibrium. Anna peers up at me and with a look of triumph. She wipes her mouth with the back of her hand and then licks her lips as I adjust myself and zip up my fly. Hey, I whisper and she smiles. I give her my hand. Up. I pull her into my arms and kiss her, pushing her against the wall and spilling all my gratitude into our kiss. She tastes of me and sweet Anna. It's a provocative, potent mix. When I pull back, she's winded and her lips are a little swollen. That's better. She responds, the sound of deep, sexy noise in her throat. I grin. Now, we're going to have some real fun. I lead her to the bed where the harness is laid out. Now that I've come, I'm calmer, and so ready for part 2. I look down at Anna, who is gazing at me expectantly. As much as I love what you're wearing, we need to get you naked. She hooks her fingers into the waistband of my jeans. And what about you? All in good time, Miss Steele. She pushes her lower lip out in a mow, and I gently take it between my teeth. No pouting, I whisper. And I start unhooking the basque she's wearing, freeing her beautiful breasts. Slowly, I peel her out of it, Once it's off, I place it beside the harness. And now these. Kneeling, I slide her panties gently down her legs, ensuring that my fingertips skate across her skin. When I reach her ankles, I stop and give her time to step out of them. I place them on top of the basque. Hello there. I address her vulva and plant a kiss just above her clitoris. She smirks, and I remember a time that a kiss on this part of her anatomy would make her fidget and blush. Oh, Anna, we've come a long way. Standing, I grab the harness. This is like the parachute earlier today. Where you got the idea? Yes. Well, you gave me the idea, so step in here. I hold the thigh straps open, and Anna grabs onto my biceps and steps into one side and then the other. Once in, I hook the shoulder bindings over her shoulder and proceed to buckle all the straps. This includes the one across her chest, at her back, at her waist, and each of those around her upper arms. I step back to admire my handiwork and my future wife. Man, she looks hot. Oh, sinner man, Nina sings. Feel okay? I ask. She nods quickly, her eyes dark and full of carnal curiosity. Oh, Anna, it gets better. From the top of the drawers, I grab the leather cuffs. I fasten them to each of her wrists and hook their carabiners to the brass loops embedded in each of the upper arm cuffs. Anna's hands are now tethered, level with her shoulders, and effectively immobile. Okay, I ask. Yes, she breathes. Gently, I tug at one of the hooks embedded in the chest strap and lead Anna to the edge of the restraining system in the ceiling of the playroom. From above, I unhook the trapeze and tug it into position above Anna. From each end of the trapeze, there are 2 short cords with carabiners at the end. I clip these to the hooks in her shoulder straps. She watches me intently as I complete the task. Now she's hooked in place, her feet flat on the floor. For now. So, the exciting feature of this device is that I can do this. I step to the side, and from the large brass cleat that's attached to the wall, I unwind the cords that are secured to the trapeze via the restraining system. With both hands I tug, and Anna suddenly hoisted into the balls of her feet. Anna gasps and totters from side to side and front to back, attempting to find her balance. I rewrap the cords around the cleat, leaving Anna dancing on the tips of her toes. She's helpless and completely at my mercy. It's a thrilling thought and sight. What are you going to do? She asks. Like I said, exactly what I want. I'm a man of my word. You won't leave me like this. She looks panicked. I grasp her chin. No, never. Rule number 1, never leave someone who's restrained alone, ever. I kiss her quickly. You okay? She's breathing hard, excited, and I think she's daunted, but she nods. I kiss her again, this time with infinite tenderness, my lips brushing hers. Right, you've seen enough. From my back pocket, I retrieve a blindfold and slip it over her head to cover her eyes. You look so fucking hot, Anna. Taking a few steps back to the drawers, I pull out the item I require and slip it into my back pocket. I circle Anna, admiring my handiwork until I'm facing her once more. I run my thumb over her lips, then down her chin, down her sternum. Power, Nina bellows out through the playroom. Are you going to obey me in here? I whisper. Do you want me to? She asks, her voice all breathy and needy. I skim my hands over her breasts and her nipples lengthen beneath my thumbs. I tug them both hard. Ah, she cries. Yes, yes, she says quickly. Good girl. I continue kneading her nipples between my thumbs and forefingers. She moans, tossing her head back and teeters on her toes. Oh, baby, feel it. Do you want to come this way? Yes. No, I don't know. I think not. I have another plan for you. Her groan fills the room. I place my hands on her waist and dip my head and suck a nipple into my mouth, taunting it with my tongue and my lips. Anna cries out, and I move to its twin and lavish the same attention on it until Anna is pulling against her restraints. When I don't think she can take much more, I kneel at her feet and trail kisses across her belly, my tongue circling her navel and then continuing a journey south. Grabbing her thighs, I hoist her legs over my shoulders and slide her vulva around my mouth. She tips back in the harness and lets out a guttural cry as my lips and tongue find her clitoris, swollen and ready for my attention. I go to town, dedicating myself to the small powerhouse at the apex of her thighs, teasing, testing, torturing her with my mouth. "Christian," she gasps, and I know she's close. I stop and set her back on her toes. I want to come with her. I want her to come with her toes bouncing on the floor. It'll be intense. Standing, I steady her, and from my back pocket, I grab the ridged glass dildo and run it over her belly. "Feel this?" Yes, cold," she breathes. "Cold, good. I'm going to put it inside you, and after you've come, I'm going to put me inside you." She makes a strangled groan. "Legs apart," I ordered. Anna ignores me. "Anna!" Tentatively, she moves to her feet, and I run the end of the dildo up her thigh and oh so slowly slip it inside her. "Argh!" she groans. "Cold!" Gently to begin with, I pump my hand, knowing that the glass wand is shaped to hit that potent, sweet, sweet spot inside her. This is not going to take long. With my other hand, I circle her waist, holding her close and kissing her throat, inhaling her rousing scent. "Anna, come apart in my arms." She's so close, so close. My hand continues to move, harder, faster, taking her higher. Her legs are stiffening, and suddenly she goes rigid and screams as her climax rips through her. She bucks against her bindings as I thrust the dildo inside her, making her ride out her orgasm. When her head tips back, her mouth slack, I ease it out of her and toss it onto the bed. I unclip first one, then the other carabiner, and from her shoulder straps, then carry her to the bed. I lay her out, still harnessed, her hands still tied. I remove the blindfold. Her eyes are closed. I unzip my jeans and swiftly remove them from my boxer briefs. Standing over her, I grab her thighs, lift them to either side of my hips, and slam into her. Then still. She cries out and opens her eyes. She's wet, really wet, and mine. Our eyes stay on each other, hers dazed and full of passion and want and need. "Please," she whispers, and I flex my ass and start to move, grinding into her. My fingers grip her thighs, and she crosses her legs behind me, holding me. I rock into her, back and forth, and as I get closer, I release her legs, which she tightens around me, and I lean over her, my hands on either side of her shoulders, my fingers crushing the red satin sheets. "Come on, baby." Again, I shout, and my voice is almost unrecognizable to me. "Anna, let's go," taking me with her. I come long and hard with a cry, and it's her name. "Anna." I collapse beside her, utterly spent. As my reason returns, I lean up over her and unclip the wrist restraints and then pull her into my arms. "How was that?" I murmur. I think she says mind-blowing before she closes her eyes and nestles into my arms. I grin and hold her close. Nina is still singing her heart out. I find the remote on the bed and switch her off, letting silence fall over Anna and me and the playroom. "Well done, Anna Steele. I'm in awe of you," I whisper, but she's fast asleep in the harness. I smile and kiss the top of her head. "Anna, I love you, and I love your inner freak." Well, I think that was a pretty exciting Chapter 11, if I do say so myself, and quite a bit longer than the last chapter. So that is going to do it for this episode of the Book Club. So for the Couch Potato Mike YouTube channel, I'm Couch Potato Mike, reminding you guys, as always, that life is an experiment, and your results may vary. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.